Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back, bro. My bad for not being able to make a story time yesterday. My day just I simply did not have a free moment in my day where I was able to sit down and record the audio shit for a video, right? The skate gameplay I uploaded last night, that I threw that together in 5 seconds, bro. I just threw the intro and the outro, got rid of the stream audio from it, and then just uploaded it because it had copyrighted songs in it. And so yeah, my bad, but that just means that today I'm back at it with a bit of a crazier story. It's kind of hard to like keep track of everything, how it happened in order, but I'm gonna try to do my best. Try to stay with me. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. All right, so this story time, it takes place like a little over a year ago, dude. This one's like a recent one. This one's like really fresh in my mind. It was hilarious at the time that it happened, but things could have gone really bad. So I just want to say this for starters, don't repeat my actions, bro. Shit could have genuinely been like really fucking bad. Like we could have actually gotten hurt in this scenario. All right, and so like I said, takes place about a year ago. It takes place in summer of 2024, right? And so there's a couple people involved in this story time, but we'll get to them in a minute, right? So it all starts out as a normal day during the summertime for me, right? I woke up, I got on my computer, played some games, just fucked around for a little bit until my homie texts me, right? Now, this homie, he's been in two other stories, I think, so far, but I got plenty of stories with this dude, but he is like, I got hella stories with this dude, right? And so we're gonna give him the same name, Craig, right? So Craig hits me up. He's like, "Yo, what you doing, pussy?" And I hit him back. That's exactly what he texted me, bro. I'm looking at the text right now. He says, "Hey, what you doing, pussy?" And I'm like, "Nothing. What about you?" He's like, "Nothing. You want to come hang out? Maybe go ride around with me?" And says somebody else's name. Now, I have never met this person before. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Who's that? And so he tries to like explain. He's like, "Trust, they're cool. Like they're like family to me, bro. Trust me, they're cool." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, I got you." And so we're gonna give these people names now, right? So there's two people, right? So there's me, Craig, right? And then there's the person driving the car and his girlfriend, right? His girlfriend we're gonna call April, right? April, if I can remember that. Hopefully I will. April and then Daniel, right? That's what we're gonna call him, right? So April and Daniel. And so he's like, yeah, they'll be here in a little bit, just come hang out whenever, and they'll be on the way soon. And so I'm like, I bet. And I'm like, do I need to bring anything? He's like, nah, bro, bring your carts though, because he didn't have any at the time. He's like, yeah, we can't smoke in the car and shit. So just bring some carts, bro. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got you. And so I start packing my shit up, and I'm like, I'll be on the way in like 5-10 minutes, right? And so, as I've said in previous stories, Craig lived really close to me, still does. And so it doesn't take me long to get there. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in like 5-10 minutes, bro. I just gotta grab my shit. And he's like, all right, bet, see you in a little bit. And so I'm grabbing all my shit. I'm getting my phone, I'm getting my headphones, I'm getting my wallet, I'm getting my carts. I can't remember what else I grabbed, if there was anything, but I grab all my shit. I go into my mom's room and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with Craig. We're gonna go drive around and shit. And she's like, all right, be safe, don't get in trouble. Be careful, don't do anything dumb. And I'm just like, all right, yep, I got you. And she's like, all right. And so then I grab my bike, and I depart to go to Craig's house. And like I said, it does not take me long to get to Craig's house. It's literally like 3 streets away, bro. But the way our neighborhood is numbered, it's dumb as fuck, bro. We don't have a sixth or seventh street. It just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Like, what the fuck? How does your math? Like, we have a fifth street, but it's not called Fifth Street. It's just a street with no name, but everybody calls it Fifth Street. So, anyways, right? I go to his house. It doesn't take me long to get there. I get there, I walk in, and he's not in the living room, right? His brother is in the living room, and so I look at his brother and I'm like, yo, where's Craig? And he's like, oh, he's out back. And I'm like, oh, he's always fucking out back, dude. In every story that I go to his house, he's always out back, man. I generally, like, I just start to assume now that, like, he's out back and shit, but, like, I still generally just ask when I walk in, yo, where's he at? That way I'm not, just walking around looking like a fucking idiot. And so I go out back and I'm like, yo, what up? And he's like, yo, what up? I dap him up. And we're just sitting in the shed and we're taking fat bong rips, bro, because he had just gotten this new bong. And so we're just ripping this fucking thing. And just passing it back and forth, hanging out, just talking, bullshitting while waiting on Daniel and April, right? And so they text him finally, right after me being there for I'd say like 15 minutes, and they're like, yo, we'll be there in like 5 minutes. And he's like, yo, they'll be here in like 5 minutes. I'm like, I bet. And so they get there, right? And April, right? Her name is the same name as somebody else that like lived in the same neighborhood, and so I kind of thought it was that person, but it didn't end up being that person. And so when they got there, I'm like, oh wait, I recognize these people because I'd met them before. I just didn't know their names, right? Like I knew their names, I just couldn't remember it, right? And so I'm just like, oh shit, wait, I know these people, bro. They're chill. And so I'm just like, oh wait, all my anxiety is gone, right? Because I'm a socially awkward person. I'm not good at talking to people and shit. And so I'm just like, you know, oh hey, I know these people. It's all good, I'm a lot more comfortable immediately. And so we all pile into the car, into Daniel's car, and we start driving around, right? We have no set plan on what we're doing, right? We're just driving around, right? And now this is where the story kind of starts to kick off, right? There is a ton of different little bits and pieces to what goes on in this story, right? There's a ton of shit, bro. This is probably gonna, like, I'm gonna have to do multiple takes for this shit. But, all right, we're just gonna start out, right? And so immediately we're just like, fuck it, let's go to the island, right? That's this town, literally 5 minute. It's a 15-minute scooter ride on my electric scooter from my house, right? Not even 15, it's more like 10. And so we're just like, let's go to the island, right? That's what it's called. And so we go there and we're just driving around, right? We're killing time. We're driving around. It's probably, I'd say, 8 o'clock. So it's starting to get dark and shit. And we're just like, we don't have have a bunch of money to go do shit or like really anything to do around where we live. And so our whole plan was just to drive around. I keep saying that, but that's kind of all we're doing, right? And so after I'd say probably 30 minutes of driving around on the island, we decide that we're going to go to Dairy Queen and get some ice cream because why not? And so that's what we do. We pull up to the Dairy Queen and we make our order. Fucking Craig is like, yo, dude, come on, you should pay for me. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You have a better paying job than me, bro. I'm working for $10 an hour cash cleaning houses. The fuck is you talking about? He's like, come on, bro, I'm broke right now. And I'm like, man, fuck you. You owe me some weed. And he's like, all right, fine. And so, I pay for his shit. We all grab our shit and we go pile back into the car, right? And we're just munching and driving around, right? And this is where like the first sort of like incident kicks off, right? So we're at this motel that is right next to like pretty much right next to Dairy Queen, and we're slowly driving through there. We're pretty much just like, we're not even moving like 2 miles an hour. We are going slow as fuck. And so we're just sitting there just munching on our fucking ice cream, and then fucking Daniel, he brings the car to a stop, and we're sitting there eating, right, with the windows down, listening to music, all just talking and laughing and shit. And I start to notice that there's a lot of people just eyeballing the fuck out of us in not a just like, what are those people doing kind of way, and like, I'm about to go up to those people and do something kind of way. Like they're looking at us in a weird ass way, right? They're looking at us like they're some fucking tweakers, dude. Couple of them were, I can guarantee you that just by looking at them, bro. But not all of them, right? And so I point that out and like, yo, look over there, bro. There's like hella people just staring at us, bro. And fucking everybody's like, yeah, you right. I mean, but it's like, it's whatever. We're just doing our own thing. It's not that deep. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I noticed it. Thought I pointed it out. And they're like, yeah, good being observant and shit. And so We continue to just sit there and do nothing, and like eat our ice cream and shit until fucking Daniel notices. He's like, yo, we gotta go. And we're just like, why? He's like, roll your windows up, fucking put your seatbelt on, let's go. And so he throws the car into drive and he starts to fucking pull off, right? And so we're all just sitting there like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? And he's like, yo, that dude over there, he's fucking coming towards us. He's got a fucking knife, bro. I think he's about to try some shit. And we're just like, what? And I'm looking and I see the dude, right? And he's walking like through the pool area, like, not, but like, hold up, I'm trying to explain this, right? So there's the pool area and then there's a fence and there's kind of like enough space for you to walk between the fence and a bunch of fucking bushes, right? And so he's walking through that directly at our fucking car, right? And so Daniel's like, yeah, no, we're getting the fuck out of there, right? And so we start to drive off, right? And so and while we're driving off, right, there's this lady in a car. Well, these two ladies, but only one of them like was actually involved in the next incident, right? And this shit happened like immediately after. So we pull out of that motel, right? And we go and we get to, because it's right by the front of the island, like right by where you can, go to the bridge to get on or off the island. And so we're going to leave the island because we're just like, fuck it, bro. We're just going to go to somewhere else and drive around, right? And so we go and we get to the turn where you turn to either go towards a different side of the island or you turn to drive off of the island and go to like the bridge and shit. And so we go to turn off of the island and go to like the bridge and shit, to the bridge and shit. I cut that off a little bit earlier than I meant to. I needed to take a second to breathe. I was starting to like, I don't know how to explain it. Hyperventilate in a way, but not necessarily hyperventilate. But anyway, so we go and we turn to like leave the island and go off of the island and go towards the other, like technically to the other town, right? Because they were technically two different towns. They had two different zip codes. But they were in the same county and shit. And so we go to like turn off of the island and there's this car, right? That's like, she ran the light, right? She should not have gone. I can't like explain it like in words because I don't remember it too specifically. Just that she ran the fucking light. She went when she should not have, right? And so we pull out like in front of her and she almost hits us and she starts like yelling and shit at us. She rolls her window down and like throws her finger up and starts yelling at us and shit. And so Craig, he's like, nah, fuck that shit. And he puts his fucking window down and he pretty much climbs out of the fucking car and he's yelling, fuck you. And he's just like, he's screaming at it. He's like, fuck you, bitch. We had the right of way. You should not have gone, as we're fucking driving down the street. And then fucking Daniel, he's like, get in the fucking car. And he grabs Craig by his shirt and yanks him into the car because he sees a fucking cop at the gas station right before the bridge, right? And so thank God, this fucking cop, he wasn't in his car. He was in the fucking gas station getting shit because fucking Daniel, he turns off the street to like try and just drive away from the lady, right? He turns off on a side street and we're just going to loop back around, right? And so he turns off and then we see the cop come out of the fucking gas station as we're turning. It's like, oh shit, he was in the gas station. And then the fucking lady, she starts to follow us right behind us as we turn. And so he's like, fuck, bro. And so he's Daniel, he rolls his window down now and he leans out as he slows it down. He's like, you want to fucking do something? Like, you want to do something? Like in a joking way, like no, like none of this shit. Let me make this very clear first. It was all like kind of more just like a joking around type of yell. Like nobody was, well, the lady was mad. Nobody in our car was actually genuinely mad, where we were laughing our asses off. And like, it was more just like, we were just trying to piss her off at that point because she should not have fucking pulled out. Right. And so he's just like, you want to do something? Like, you want to get out your car and do something? And she's leaning out her window is right behind us, bro. And she's like, yeah, right here, and points to a parking lot. And so we're just like, fuck it. And so we pull into the parking lot. And so let me make this clear. Nobody fought anybody, right? We should not have pulled off into the parking lot. We should have just drove off. We should not have done any of this, right? And so we pull off into this parking lot and he stops the car, right? He doesn't get out the car. He doesn't put the car in park. He stops the car, right? And so he's just sitting there And then she gets out of her car, right? And she starts coming towards our car, and then he just stomps it, bro. And then leans out the window. He's like, fuck you, I ain't fighting you, bro. And as he just drives off, and then he pulls in back onto the main road to go towards the bridge and just goes. He keeps driving, bro. And we leave the island, and we're just like, all right, that's the end of it, bro. And we're laughing our asses off, right? And so then very quickly, right after this, the next incident starts, bro, right? And so we're just driving. We get over the bridge and we're back onto the main road that my neighborhood is actually on. But right before my neighborhood, there's another neighborhood. There's a church neighborhood there, right? And so we decide that we're going to go to this church neighborhood and we're just going to drive around. We're going to fuck around some more. And so we go to this neighborhood, and what our plan was, if we seen anybody walking around outside, this wasn't my plan. I didn't really participate in this because, like I said, I get really anxious and shit. I can't do it. I can't force myself to shout at the random people on the side of the road, right? And so that's what their plan is. They're gonna fucking Craig, he's gonna lean his fucking seat back as far as he can and try and hide and make it look like he's not there. And then all of a sudden he's just gonna pop up, yell some random shit, and we're just gonna keep driving, right? And so right, and we're doing that in the church neighborhood. And so we pull into the church neighborhood, and you can go either straight, left, or right. And so we go left because we see a guy, he's just weed whacking and shit. And so Daniel's like, that guy, and he looks at Craig, he's like, you got this is all you, bro, come on. And he's hyping him up, he's like, come on, bro, fuck with him, scare him or some shit. And so we're not causing any harm. I mean, technically it could be considered harassment. We should not have been doing this in the first place. I just want to make that very clear. Do not repeat any of my actions in this story. This is purely for entertainment purposes, all right? And so I'm just sitting in the back seat. I'm just ripping my cart, bro. I'm just mainly enjoying watching it and being just hanging out around people I know and shit. You know, I'm guilty by association is what it would be called, right? I'm guilty, not from actually participating, just from being there when it's happening and shit, right? And so, we pull up right next to this dude, right? Real slow. We're creeping. He doesn't notice us, bro. And fucking Craig, he's leaned way back in his chair, and he's just fucking Daniel, he's like, come on. You ready? He's like, yep. And so we pull up next to him, and he does not stop, right? We're not going to stop. And so fucking Craig, he grabs the fucking windowsill, right? Where the window area. He springs himself halfway out the fucking car, bro. I just did that shit as if y'all could see me, bro. Anyways, he springs himself out of the fucking car almost entirely, right? He has pretty much just his fucking feet holding him in, damn near, bro. It's fucking crazy. And he just yells some random shit. He's just like, no actual words, no threats, no nothing, just random fucking just sounds and shit. And then the guy, he spins around and he's like, what the fuck? You want to fight? You got an issue? And we fucking drive off, right? And we pull around the corner because this street, when you turned left in the neighborhood, you went straight, and then it turned into you have to turn right or pull into a driveway. And so we turn right and we go around the block, and they're like, let's get him again. Let's do it again. And they're just like, yeah, that sounds great. And so they're just they're having a great time doing this shit. I'm too like I said, my anxiety will not let me, bro. I start to have a panic attack just trying to talk to people, dude. I can't do it. And so I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, y'all look like y'all are having fun. It's like, you want to try? And I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do that shit. And they're like, you're a pussy, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Call me whatever, bro. Nah. They're like, whatever, bro, pussy. And I'm just like, yup, that hurts so much, man. I'm so offended. And he's like, yeah, I know. And then we pulled up next to him again, right? Because we went around the block, and we pulled right up on the street. And so they pull up next to him all slow again. But this time he saw, and so he turns around and he pulls his headphone off and he drops the fucking weed whacker. He's like, I'll fucking shoot y'all, y'all got a fucking problem. And he lifts his shirt up, bro, to show a fucking gun. And fucking Greg, he's just like, do it, pussy, do it. And then Daniel, he's just like, shut the fuck up, as he fucking slams on it and just drives off, right? And so this guy, he's yelling some shit as we're driving off. And then he picks up the weed whacker and he just goes back to doing what he's doing, right? And so I'm just sitting there and like my heart's beating. I'm like, damn, bro, y'all just about got us fucking shot at it. Y'all fucking dumb. And he's like, shut up, AJ. He wasn't gonna do anything. And I'm like, yes, the fuck he was, but like, think what y'all want. People are gonna do shit like that, bro. Like, you was fucking with him, man. And like, I'm kind of upset now because like that shit actually scared me, bro. I could have gotten shot there, bro. I got another almost getting shot story, bro. That again involved Craig, bro. But yeah, I'll tell that one another time. That's a good ass story. I just thought about that. Um, but and so I'm just like, nah, y'all are fucking stupid, bro. Like, next time like somebody gets that angry, don't go back again, bro. Just leave them be. And he's like, yeah, you right, you right. And so then we decide we're gonna go to, instead of the island, we're gonna go to the downtown area of the other city, technically, the other town. But and so that's where we go, right? We drive down there and we get down there and we're driving around, mainly just having fun at this point, until we see a, not trying to offend nobody here, but really the only terminology I know what to call them, a fucking crackhead, right? We see a crackhead just chilling on the side of the road, right? Just walking. Well, not just walking, right? You could obviously tell that they were cracked the fuck out, right? We had just entered the downtown area, right? We're just sitting there. There's like no traffic, so we're just cruising, having fun. And they see this lady, and they point her out, and they're like, "Yo, AJ, look at this shit, bro. Look at her, bro. She's tweaking, bro." And I look at her, bro, and I'm just like, "Holy fuck, bro!" Like her mouth is like she just doing all sorts of movements with her mouth and shit and muttering to herself, and she's just like, she has a basket of clothes that like she picks up and holds as high as she can, and then she'll take like 3 steps and then she'll set it down and start huffing and puffing and start, just like doing like tweaker shit with her hands, right? Just like reaching and spazzing and doing tweaker shit with her hands and shit, right? And I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, bro, don't fuck with her, bro. Leave her be. And they're like, nah, bro, we're about to get her, bro. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, seriously, do not, bro. Like, she's on drugs. You do not know what the fuck she's about to do. Leave her the fuck alone. They're like, nah, bro, nah, bro. And I'm like, bro, then let me the fuck out. And they won't, bro. And then fucking Daniel, right? Daniel, he puts all the windows down and he puts them on fucking child lock. And I'm like, nah, bro, put my fucking window up. And I start getting mad, bro. I'm like, put my shit up right fucking now, bro. Put my fucking window up. And they're like, nah, nah, nah. And so I'm just sitting back there and I can't fucking do nothing. I don't have control over the windows, the car, nothing. I can't do anything. I'm just fucking stuck there, right? And so I'm just fucking sitting there and I sink as low into my seat as I can as they're about to do this shit, bro. Cause I'm just like, bro, I don't want this shit, bro. Please. Like, I'm just like, bro, leave her alone. Like, she is obviously, like, she's already clearly having a hard time, bro. Like, she is twacked the fuck out. I say that respectfully, bro. Like, if you got drug problems, bro, reach out about that shit, please, bro. Addiction ain't fun, bro. Anyways, back to it, right? And so I'm just like, I sink as low as I can, bro. And they pull up next to him. They're like, AJ, this is all you, bro. And I'm like, no, I'm definitely like, absolutely not. Especially this one. They're like, why? I'm like, bro, she's tweaking, dude. Like, are you fucking stupid? Do you not understand what the rules are when you see someone tweaking out on fucking drugs? You leave them the fuck alone because they are not in their fucking head at all. Like, they are not in control. They are just tweaked out. It's the drugs, right? They're just like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're gonna fuck you up, right? And so they're like, pussy, bro, come on. And I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm not doing this shit, bro. And I'm like, I'm genuinely getting mad. And I'm just like, no. And I start raising my voice. And they're like, all right, calm down. I'm like, all right, bro, just no. And they're like, all right, man, my bad. And so then, like, they pull around the block. My bad. My brain's just not braining. They pull around the block, right? And I'm just like, I'm still just sunk as low into my seat as I can be because I know that they're going to do this shit either way. I can't fucking stop them, right? No matter what I tell them, I can't stop them, right? They're their own people. They're going to make their own choices. If it gets them fucked up by a tweaker, it gets them fucked up by a tweaker, right? I can't do nothing. And so I'm just sitting there right? Just as low as I can be. And they pull up right next to her again, and they start yelling, "Hey, the kid in the back seat wants to talk to you. Hey, he wants to talk to you." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And I sit up, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." And I start screaming at them. I'm like, "Shut your fucking mouth. I told y'all I ain't want to do this shit. Knock it the fuck off." And I look at her and I'm like, "Ma'am, I don't want to talk to you. They're fucking stupid. They're lying. I don't want to, like, no, I'm good, ma'am." And they're like, "Nah, he said he wants to talk to you. He said he thinks you're pretty, bro. He wants you to come with us." And I'm like, I'm about to beat the fuck out of y'all, right? I'm fuming, bro. I'm tweaking, bro. Like, I'm now the tweaker, right? I'm just like, "Go, fucking go." And I start hitting on fucking Craig, bro. I'm just like, "Go, fucking, like, get the fuck, go." And we start driving again, and they're like, "Bro, what the fuck? Calm down." I'm like, "No, bro. I told y'all I don't want this shit to, like, no, I told y'all. No means fucking no. Next time I'm just gonna whoop y'all ass, right?" Because I'm gonna be honest, they both some small people, right? Especially fucking Daniel, bro. But Craig, he's closer to my size, but I'll be honest, I'm bigger. I'd whoop his ass, bro. Shouts out to you, Craig. Love you. Um, and so we drive off, and they're just like, "What? Like, why'd you get so mad?" I'm like, "Bro, I fucking told y'all I did not want to do that shit. I did not feel comfortable doing that shit. Like, she's a fucking tweaker, bro. She's tripping out on fucking drugs right now. Leave her the fuck alone, dude. Like, look at her, bro. She's tweaking, like, and she's just eyeballing us as we're creeping back down the road, right?" And I'm just like, next time, listen to me, bro. Don't fuck with the tweaker, bro. That shit could have gone so much worse, bro, right? And so then we go back to driving, right? At this time it's probably, I'd say, about 9:30, right? It's pitch black pretty much outside, right? But they got street lights on the fucking road, so that's how we seen her, bro. And so we're driving, and we go to the waterfront, right? Which is, it's literally what it's called. It's called the waterfront. I don't really know how to explain what it is. And so we pull up to the waterfront, and we hop out, and we just start walking around for a bit, right? We walk to the end of the pier, and then we walk back, and then we just walk around, and we don't really do much of anything. We just kind of hang out. And so as we're walking around, we decide, "Hey, let's go to Walmart," right? Because Craig's mom, she works at Walmart, bro. Shouts out to Craig's mom. I love her, bro. Like, dead ass. That's my second mom. I love her, bro. Shouts out to you, Craig's mom. And so we're just like, yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go say what up to her. Gonna go fuck around, maybe get some food and shit, right? And so this is where this is where the next incident kicks off, bro. I was gonna say second to last, but I don't know if that's true. My brain remembers parts of it as I'm talking about it. And so we're just like, all right. And so we all hop up in the whip, and we drive back, and we take the same road that we were on before, right? And so as we're driving back, they see the same tweaker lady, and I'm like, "Bro, don't do it, please, bro, don't do it." And they're like, "Nah, bro, come on, we got it." I'm like, "Bro, like, are y'all stupid? Did y'all not just hear what I fucking said, bro? Like, leave her alone, bro. Y'all are gonna get fucked up, all right? Like, leave her the fuck alone." And they're like, "Nah, bro." And I haven't really said this, but fucking Daniel's girlfriend hasn't really said much of anything. She's kind of just sitting there doing her own thing, bro. She's part of, like, the normal conversations we're having, but she is not at all a part of the actual, like, what fucking Daniel and Craig are doing, bro. They're not a part of that. And so we're all just, sitting there, and I'm like, "Bro, leave her the fuck alone. Like, trust me, leave her the fuck alone." They're like, "Nah, bro." And I'm like, "Fuck," but, like, I'm mad, bro. I can't do anything, bro. Like, I can't stop them. They're gonna fucking do it anyways. And so I just sink back down in my fucking seat as low as I can, bro. And they slow down to a stop, and they're like, "Hey, what you doing?" And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "God, please let this woman beat their ass. Please, bro. Let her meth out on these kids. Let her fuck them up, please." And I'm just sitting there, and she ignores them. Because I don't know if she remembered us. I mean, probably, but, and so she ignores them. And they're like, "Hey, what you doing?" And she's like, "Nothing, go away." And so they're like, "Oh, okay." And they drove away. Like, at least they fucking listened to that, right? And so then we go to Walmart, right? And we get to Walmart, and we start, right? We park the car. That's where we got to start this. That's where it's got to begin, right? We park the car, and we get out the car and we start walking into the store, right? And so they walk ahead of me, right? Everybody walks ahead of me because I saw somebody that I knew, and so they're like, "Yo, we're gonna go find Craig's mom. We'll meet you there." And I know exactly where at in the store she's supposed to be, and so I pull up. I don't pull up nowhere. My bad. They go there. They like pull up to where she's at in the store, and they're like all talking to her. And while I'm talking to the person I know outside, and I finish my conversation with my friend and shit, and I'm just like, "Hey man, I gotta go. I'll see you later, man." And he's like, "All right, man, good seeing you, bro. I'll see you later." And so I go and I start walking into the store, bro. And then this other guy, right, this random ass dude, I've never seen him, I've never met him, nothing, bro. He walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, man, can I ask you a favor?" As he's like scratching at his neck, and like you can see it, he's tweaked out as well, bro. And I'm just like, in my head, in a split second, in like not even a second long fucking time frame, I'm just like, damn, what the fuck is this dude about to ask me, bro? And I'm just like, "What's up?" He's like, "Could I give you some money?" And I'm like, "For what, man?" And like, if he's like, "Oh, could you help me find something in the store, bro?" I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, man, fuck it, I'll help him find something in the store." But if it's like anything else, then it's like, yeah, fuck no, right? And so he's like, "Could I give you like $20 to give me a ride to?" And he says a restaurant name, and I look at him and I'm like, "Bro, I am 16. Get the fuck away from me." And he looks at me, he's like, and then starts muttering. He's like, "Fuck you." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you, tweaker. Get the fuck out of the store." And I start raising my voice and I start yelling at him, and he turns around and he gets out, right? Because it's like, he just came up to me. I look like a fucking child, all right? I'm a fucking child. And so he comes up to me and he's trying to get me to give him a ride up to a fucking restaurant, right? And so I'm just like, "Bro, what the fuck?" I just and I'm just sitting there and I'm just dumbfounded, bro. I'm sitting there and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then my friend walks in the store because he worked there, right? He was outside doing a job and I was going in, and then, right? And so he came inside and he's like, "Oh, what up, man?" He's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Bro, that fucking tweaker just walked up to me asking me for a ride, bro." And like, I told him fuck no, and he got all mad and he started cussing me out, bro. And he's like, "Damn, bro." He's like, "Well, shit, man, that's crazy." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, it is crazy." And so after that, I go and I find my friends, right? And I start to tell my friends about this, and they're like, "What? Where? We gotta go find him." And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "No, we gotta go find him." And they take off to the front of the store where I came in, right? And so when they take off to the front of the store, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, "Bro, fuck, man, like, motherfucker, bro." I'm just sitting there and fucking Craig's mom looks at me and she's like, "What are you talking about, a fucking tweaker?" And I'm like, "Bro, this fucking tweaking dude, he walked up to me while I was walking in the store, bro, and he asked if I could give him a ride somewhere for money." And I'm just like, I told him, "Fuck no, tweaker." Like, straight up, that's what I told him. And she's like, "Damn." And I'm like, "Bro, they're fucking stupid." And she's like, "They are." And I'm just like, "All right, I'll see you later." And she's like, "I'll see you later." And so I jog my way back to the front of the store. That way I can, get to the car so I can at least have a fucking ride home still. Because they're my only way home. Because my mom, she's passed the fuck out at that time. She was not going to wake up to come give me a ride home, right? Luckily, if I needed to, I could have walked, bro. Like, I could have made it. Just, it would have taken so fucking long. It would have taken me like fucking 5 hours to walk home from there, bro. I'm so dead ass. And so I walk outside and they're like, "Get in the fucking car, get in the car, get in the car." They're right there at the front waiting for me. I hop in the car and they're like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go. We found him." And I'm just like, "Oh my fucking God, bro." And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, "Bro, dead ass? No, leave him be, bro. Like, dude, you're gonna get fucked up." And they're like, "Nah, bro, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. There's 4 of us. There's 1 of him." And I'm like, "That's not the fucking point. Leave him be. He's fucking tweaked out on drugs right now, bro. Leave him alone." Or he's looking to get drugs. Either or, bro. Like, it's either he's tweaking out because of the withdrawal or he's tweaking out because of the drugs itself, right? And so I'm just like, y'all are fucking stupid. Y'all are gonna get me fucking hurt, bro. Like, if some shit happens, I'm gonna be pissed. And they're like, "Shut up, man." I'm just like, "Fuck y'all. Y'all are stupid, bro." And so I'm just sitting there. I put one of my headphones in, bro, and I'm just sitting there just listening to music, doing my own thing as they fucking pull up next to this dude, right? They roll down my window, right? They make sure mine is down and they lock it, and then they all make sure all the other ones are down on, you know, that side of the car, right? I should have just said that. On the driver's side of the car, which is the side I was sitting on, they put all the fucking windows down, right? And they yell out to him, "Yo, we'll give you a ride." And so he looks, and he looks over, and he's like, "What? Y'all will give me a ride?" And they're like, "Yeah, hop in." And he runs over and he tries to open my door, and I'm like, "Fuck no, Tweaker. I told your ass no. Get the fuck away from here, bro." And he sees me, and he's just like, he gets all mad, bro. And they see that, bro. And so Daniel, he starts to drive off, bro. And I'm just like, "Don't go back over there." And they don't, right? But they keep the windows down, and they're just yelling. They're like, "Come on, get in." And he's like, nah, just tweaking out, just like muttering. He's just like tweaking, bro. He is gone, bro. And so I'm sitting there, bro, and I'm just like, "Bro, please go, just go, go." And they start, you know, they just keep fucking with him, bro. And he walks over, right? And so the spot we're at it's right by the Walmart parking lot, right? But then there's this parking lot next to it, and in that there's doing a little bit of construction, right? And so Tweaker, right, he sees this big ass fucking metal rod or some shit. I don't know what it was, right? But he picks that shit up, right? He walks over and he picks that shit up, and he starts charging at the fucking car with it, okay? Right? He has this shit up like he's a fucking Spartan, right? And this is a war, right? And he's just screaming while charging at us, bro. And I'm just like, "Go!" And then fucking Daniel, he stomps on it, bro, and he fucking peels back towards the back of the parking lot, right? Which looped around fucking Walmart, right? And so I'm just like, "Are you fucking stupid? Leave him alone." And I'm just sitting there, and they're like, bro, like, "Fuck, man, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Leave him the fuck alone. You guys are fucking stupid. You're dumb. Knock that shit off." And so they're like, all right, you're right, man, you're right. And so we start driving around, right? And we're trying to figure out where he's at before we leave, right? We're trying to figure out, you know, like, is he gonna try and chase us? Is we pull out? What is he doing? What's his plan? And so we start casing the area, trying to figure out where he's at, and we can't see him, and we're just like, all right, I think we're good to leave. And so we leave, right? And we pull out of the parking lot, and we start going back towards the waterfront, right? And so we're driving towards the waterfront, and we get to an intersection where there's a Circle K, about, I'd say, a mile up the road from the parking lot, right? And you know who's at this fucking intersection, bro? Mr. Tweaker himself, right? Hauling ass, right? He's just walking, bro, but he is moving, dude. He is just like, it looks like he's just walking, but dude, he's fast as fuck, right? You know what he still has in his fucking hand? The goddamn pole. And you know what I can see what it is now? A piece of fucking rebar. He tried to attack us with a piece of fucking rebar. As I've said, don't fuck with tweakers. All right, chat. Anyways, and so we see him, and he's at this intersection, right? He's about to cross the intersection to go to the fucking Circle K, right? And you know what else he's doing? He's on the phone. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "Yo, the tweaker called the cops, bro." And they're like, "No, he didn't. No, he didn't." I'm like, "Yes, the fuck he did." And they're like, "No, he didn't. Watch this, though." And I'm like, "Oh my fucking God, don't." And I just immediately, I knew, bro. And so fucking Greg, he rolls his window down, and he fucking pops his head out. He's like, "Hey, fuck you, tweaker." And the tweaker looks, and he takes his phone really quickly, and he starts recording the car, bro. And I'm like, "Bro, he's calling the cops. I told y'all." And Daniel, he's like, "Fuck, he is." And so he drives off, bro. And so we're just driving. We're driving down this main road, right? And cop pulls up behind us, right? And I'm just like, fuck. Yo, we're fucked. And so the cop, he's just following us for a minute, right? He's not pulling us over yet, but he's just following us, right? And so we get back to the waterfront again. And you can either go straight, pull off into the parking lot where you can get out and go like walk around at the waterfront. You can go left, or you can go right. We turned right. As soon as we turned right, cop flicks his light and sirens on. Wow, some shit like that. My brain I can't make sounds like that right now, bro. I just took like 4 blinkers, bro. I'm dead ass. And so cop flips his sirens on, fucking wee woo, and I'm just like, motherfucker. And they're like, holy shit, AJ, you were right. He did call the fucking cops. And I'm like, yeah, bro, he called the fucking cops, bro. And so Daniel, he pulls the car over, and we're just sitting there. The cop pulls up behind us, and he's sitting in his car for a minute, and we're just like, what is he doing? And so he gets out of the car, right? Sorry if you hear some background noise. My dogs and people are home and talking. I'm trying to get this shit done, right? And so he gets out of his car and he comes up to the window. Fucking Daniel already had the window down, and he's like, "So do you know why I pulled y'all over tonight?" Daniel's like, "No, officer. Why'd you pull me over?" And he's like, so could you tell me what happened at Walmart?" And he's like, well, that actually happened to AJ back there. And I'm like, I don't. He's like, "Who's AJ?" And I'm like, "I'm AJ." And then he's like, how do you know Daniel?" He didn't say his name. He points to him. He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, I'm visiting from Nebraska. I actually know." And I point to Craig. I'm one of his friends. We're just hanging out and driving around. He's like, "Okay, well, could you tell me what happened at Walmart?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so I explained the whole situation about how like he came up to me, asked me for a ride. I was like, "No, I'm 16. Get the fuck away from me, tweaker." And and like I didn't tell them about how like how like my friends were fucking with him, bro, because I'm just like not supposed to tell them that. And so after I'm done explaining the whole situation, he's like, "All right." And so he's like, "Daniel, he's like, can I get the license and registration?" Right? And so he gets that. He's like, "All right, I'll be back in just a second." And he goes back to his car, and Daniel's like, "Bro, I deadass might be going to jail tonight. I have issues with my registration right now. Like my mom and shit. Like I can't get it into my name, bro. Like I deadass might be in trouble." And so like, but like he had like ownership of the car and everything, but like there was problems with it. Um, so he's like, "Yeah, bro, I deadass, I might get arrested tonight." And I'm just like, "Oh fuck." And so while we're just sitting there waiting, the cop ends up coming back over. He's like, "Hey, can you actually come over here and talk to me for a second?" And Daniel, he's just like, "Oh, I'm going to jail." He says that out loud, like he's just, "Oh, I'm going to jail," just like that, bro. And the cop's like, he starts giggling and shit. He's like, "Nah, maybe not." And he's like, "Yeah, but could you come talk to me for a second?" And so Daniel's like, "Yep, I'm coming." He unbuckles, he gets out the car and shit. He goes over and he's talking to them, and we're just over here sitting in the car, right? And so we're just sitting in the car, me, Craig, and Daniel's girlfriend, right? And so we're just sitting there talking. We're just like, "Bro, I hope he doesn't get arrested, bro. That would be bad, like, because nobody else in the car had their license. We had no way to get home." And so we're waiting, right? And so he walks back, right? The cop gets in his car, hands fucking fuck, hands Daniel all of his shit back, right? Gets in his car, and then Daniel, he comes back over, gets in the car, puts all the shit back, and he just starts to drive off, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? And they're like, and he's just like, bro, he just like, I explained everything, like with the registration and or whatever the issue was with the car, right? Proving that it was his, and I showed him all the proof on my phone. I just didn't have it in the car. And he's like, and we're just like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, so I'm good. I'm not getting arrested." And he's like, "Yeah, but like he, knows about like the tweaker. He called the cops, bro." And fuck. So they had another officer, right? They had another car go to the Circle K and talk with the tweaker, bro. And they saw that like he was tweaked out and shit. That everything he said, may not be 100% true and everything. It's like, yeah, like he was tweaked out on drugs, where like, like it's not right that he attacked y'all like that and shit. And like, but said that like, he said that y'all were messing with him, whether you were or were not, like, just leave, don't be doing that shit, bro. Like, and just pretty much just said exactly what I was saying the entire fucking time. Don't fuck with tweakers, bro, because tweakers will fuck, like, they're crazy, bro. Like, not necessarily the person themselves is crazy, but the drugs make them crazy. So and so the cop, he's just like, "Yeah," so he let me off this time, like no ticket, nothing, just a warning, bro. But said that like we need to go home. I need to take y'all home right now, and then I need to go home and just for the rest of the night. And we're like, "Yep, sounds good, sounds good." And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, "Thank fuck, bro, like y'all ain't gonna be fucking stupid no more." And so we're driving back, right? We're back on the same main road, right? And we're passing the Circle K. You know who's at the Circle K? Mr. Tweaker, right? No rebar this time. That's just nowhere to be found. But he's just sitting there doing his tweaker shit at Circle K, right? And Craig, he's like, man, fuck that guy. He called the cops on us. And I'm like, bro, please don't. And he's like, nah, fuck that. And I'm like, bro. And so I'm just like, motherfucker, bro. And I'm just sitting there. And I'm like, they're dead ass gonna get me fucking arrested or killed, bro. And so he starts hanging out the fucking window, Mr. Craig, and he fucking pops his head over the top of the car and he's like, hey, fuck you, tweaker. And then fucking Daniel, he just drives off, bro. He's just, man, we just drive off, and that was it, bro. Fucking Daniel, he took us home, he dropped us off, and I'm just like, I look at Craig, and I'm like, how stupid are you, dude? Like, do you not understand that when people are tweaked out, you do not fuck with them? He's like, no, I mean, I know that, but like, I'm in a car, what's he gonna do? And I'm like, fucking shoot you, Craig. Blow your fucking brains out, okay? And then probably fucking eat your dead body or some shit. All right, he's crazy. Like, are you stupid? And he's like, yeah, whatever, bro. And so I went home, right? I did not tell my mother of this incident. She would not have been too happy. Um, I went home. I texted my homie about it, right? I took a picture as I was pulled over, and I sent my homie a picture of it, and she texts back. She's like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, I'll explain later. And so then later I got home and I called her, bro, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like, I'm fucking, like, this is going to be a good ass story for my YouTube channel. Because at that time I was doing a strictly stories YouTube channel, bro. And so I'm just like, yeah, but it's going to be a kick ass fucking story, bro. Like, this is going to be great. And she's like, yeah, bro, it sounds like it. And so I'm just like, all right, man, I'll see you later. And so that is where this story comes to an end. I never saw that tweet. Actually, no, I did, bro. A couple months ago, dude, I seen him like walking across the street, tweaking out still, bro. Like, it was like probably not off the same shit from that night. It was probably, he was just kept doing drugs and shit, but he was still tweaked out, and he was just, but that concludes the story. Right now, I want to say this once again: don't repeat, not necessarily my actions in this story. Honestly, I was kind of the good influence in this story, bro, because I know that like drug addicts and shit are nothing to fuck with. And yeah, don't fuck with drug addicts. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, bro. It was a bit of a longer story today, bro. But yeah, so my bad for it. I mean, not really my bad for it being a bit of a longer story. It was a longer story to make up for me not uploading an actual story yesterday, just uploading literal, just silent gameplay. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment any feedback you got below. Make sure to check out my other platforms, join the Discord. Um, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing y'all tomorrow in day 7 of the daily upload series. Let's go. We made it a week. Well, almost. But yeah, anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm rambling. Goodbye.